And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of Grade A Power Plays on the Grade A Fantasy Channel. Let's go back for a quick review of last night. It was pretty much a slow night. Like I said, it wasn't really something that I was too excited. Like, I put a decent amount of bets there to get a bit of money back. Like I said, I got the Logan Cooley power play point. Logan Cooley 2.5 went over. This is stuff that I did on my own. Last night, Barrett Hayton and Josh Doan had crazy odds for themselves, and together. Didn't get the Keller ladder, but Josh Doan and Hayton did have some shots. I think Josh Doan finished with 3, Barrett Hayton finished with 4. They created, just couldn't finish. So until Mackenzie gets back, or well, whenever they decide to bring him back, Mackenzie, if Mackenzie gets back, then Hayton definitely works better with Mackenzie. But Hayton and Doan have been generating together. It's a prop pairing or point pairing that you should definitely keep in contact with, keep an eye on in the future. And then other than that, the Spurgeon power play point, and that's pretty much it. That was the end of that night, pretty much. That was it. A lot of misses, but a couple of big hits helped me navigate some of those losses. Let's get right back into it. And for a quick mention today, here's where we're gonna go. Obviously we all know where I want to start, but for the game that I have 4 games that I want to mention. 5 and one is getting a quick mention. The one that's getting a quick mention now will be the Winnipeg Boston game. I think I picked some props for it this morning. Yes. So literally the main thing that I like for that, I have on my notes here, and power play points really don't change like that. Morrissey plus 350. We got Velarde for 270. If you want Connor, he's 200, and I think Scheifele's 230. Boston did just confirm Jonas Corposalo. Corposalo has been the better goalie. 2.69 compared to Jeremy Swayman's 311. Both of them are 89% save percentage. So, but irregardless, both goalies still have a not so good defense. Even though sometimes, like I said, the defense does show up at home. The power plays are still there, and the penalty kill is getting worse. Boston has now dropped to 75 after being 77, 76. It's slightly dropping to now a 75.8% penalty kill, and you still have a 33% power play percentage, the best power play in the game. Winnipeg, I think these power play props are just worth it. Oh, I did put Kyle Connor. Yeah, I did. And Kyle Connor plus 200. If anything, because of the opportunity, you could literally put everybody there. You could literally put, I think Ehlers is in the mid-200s as well, but power play quarterback Morrissey, I definitely have to include him. Now, let's get right into some of these main picks. We are going to talk, before we get to the feature on today's page, we're going to actually talk about the Minnesota-Montreal game, and we're going to attack with Montreal. Prices are okay for Minnesota. Obviously, we know there's no cap is off. They're coming from a back-to-back, but we definitely have one of the worst penalty kills right there at 70% in Minnesota. Right there, 70% with Minnesota against Montreal, who is now, I think, 6th with 492 minutes with an 82.1% penalty kill. Jakob Dobes has seemed to have been solved after that hot historical, start for the first 5 games when nobody could get a shot by him. Easier matchup with no cap is off, but still has the Boldy, Eck, Zuccarello top line to deal with. I definitely like my power play matchups here, but for point combos, one of the top hotline point combos, I made sure I got to different combinations, and I still might take Slavkovsky by himself because I think Slavkovsky is the only person that's plus money. Nothing crazy, but it almost seems like it's guaranteed money. Plus with the power play options, Cole Caulfield, Suzuki, plus 103. Cole Caulfield, Uri Slavkovsky, plus 155. Suzuki Slavkovsky is 145. Lane Hudson, I like today because, come on, he's just a great playmaker and facilitator. Plus 110 for the assist. And then, of course, it's Montreal, so we're going Jared Spurgeon. Last night, books definitely dropped him by damn near 100. He was 450 last night, damn near. So, better power play matchup today. He's plus 370. We're definitely taking that. Cole Caulfield plus 300. Lane Hudson for a power play point. And then also we still got Line in there, 290. And then we got Eck at plus 270 for the power play. Great power play matchup both ways. One, because of a bad penalty kill, and in Montreal's case, 7th in minutes. Matter of fact, let's take a quick look, because I'm definitely going to want to, I know myself, I'm going to want to take good odds like that by itself, even though they have been correlating. Where is this game? Here we go, Minnesota, Montreal. Let's go to points. Slavkovsky by himself. Minus 111. Minus 111, that must have been like plus 110 before earlier this morning. Because a lot of these, normally I don't have all my bets up, but I definitely had some time to do some research last night and figure it out. And then once the bets came out, I did everything how I did it. But Lane Hudson and the company, yeah. But that Slavkovsky bet was definitely plus money for those to be that high. But the next game I want to talk about, yes, we're going to go to the feature starting at 9 o'clock. We have Anaheim at Calgary. This is a rematch from 1-7, January 7th. I said first because it's the first month of the year. I wrote in my notes on the date. But if you go back to the Rasmus Andersson, Mackenzie Weegar game, now it was a low-scoring game. It was under 5 goals. I don't think anything was really delivered power play-wise. I mean, the Anaheim got a power play, and then OT, Jonathan Huberdeau hit on the penalty, so they won a power. It was 3-2. But most importantly, we're going back to the ladder. The two main guys, and this is a team that literally, there's only 2 guys that really shot create. Everybody else is just there to once in a while maybe take a shot. Rasmus Andersson had 3 excuse me. Rasmus Andersson had 3 shots, 2 misses. Mackenzie Weegar had 5 shits. 5 shits. Whoa, that's not good. He had 5 shots, 4 misses. Today's ladder, if we take a look at it, today's ladder, and we'll talk about Jackson Lancome in a bit. We're going Mackenzie Weegar. Plus 2.5 is already plus 134. I had to grab that before that changed. And then for him to get the 4 goes all the way up to plus 325. Rasmus Andersson, he starts at, like I said, he doesn't shoot as aggressive, but he's the next guy that does take shots. Rasmus Andersson is a minus 170 at over 1.5. So then Rasmus Andersson, just to get the 3, plus 182. Those odds are better than some power play props. That's why I'm like, I want to get to this, I want to get to that, but I'm not chasing all that. I already got good odds right here with shots on goal. And with the shot funnel, it is a great prop to take. And then in that same game, yes, I've been hearing it from friends. I've been seeing it more in the betting markets and, convo rooms and chat rooms. And Jackson Lancome has literally has been firing shots after shot, especially the last few games. In this game right here, Lancome actually had, if I have it on my notes properly, Lancome in that game against Calgary early January, he actually had 7 shots on goal. He actually had 7 shots on goal with an assist. So and also it's also an interesting matchup because it's a good power play matchup both ways. In Calgary's case, if I could pull up these stats, like I said, they're one of the teams that has been increasing in penalty minutes after being where they were for a while at a standstill in the top 10 and the lower 10 and getting close to the teens. But now Calgary has shot all the way up basically to number 2. They're passing Florida. So also an interesting way to go about this, besides Lancome, like I said, he had 7. Lancome 1.5, 156, plus 205. Because he's also creating, and then Calgary, also a horrible penalty kill. Calgary has a 71.3 penalty kill. I think, if I'm not mistaken, it's them and Minnesota with the worst penalty kills on this slate, if I'm not mistaken. Unless the Islanders are on this slate, which they are. So, yeah, the 3 worst penalty kills are on this slate. But Calgary, with their penalty issues, you could definitely take Jackson Lancome for a point. Let's see what that looks like right there. I'm definitely going to be looking at power play points, but I wonder what he is for a point. Straight up, Jackson Lancome is plus 130, which is not bad. And Mackenzie Weegar is just about even money at minus 108. So definitely options there. But yeah, with the power play opportunities here, 528 minutes is second behind, 40 minutes second behind Boston. I definitely like the power play opportunities here as well. Anaheim, on the other hand, it's a good power play matchup. They're at 73.9 penalty kill. They're still in the middle of the league with 425 minutes, but that penalty kill is not good either. Like I said, one power play each for both teams in early January. So let's take a look at the power play props. Definitely something that we can take a look at. And like I said, always try to take these guys for a point or an assist. The defensemen, they always create. So in most cases, it does come along with it. But when it comes to the power play point, without a doubt, they all seem to be good odds. Literally. Like, from top to bottom. Like, somebody like, even though Calgary gets annoying with always bouncing around in and out their power play. But, you know, there was a time that Kadri was on the second unit. No, Kadri deserves to be on the first unit. And on the first unit right now, it's not confirmed. But in the last game, you had Kadri, his line mate Huberdeau, so there's some line correlation. Weegar the quarterback, and then right there you have Coronado and Sharon Govich. They literally have the top five all together. And then when you look at the opposite side, everybody from Troy Terry is plus 400 and higher. McTavish is even plus 600. So definitely a big market with the power plays. I pretty much love all that. I think it's the first time I literally love the entire listing of the power plays. Definitely all good props. So basically, everybody's viable. They basically got PP1 versus PP1 here. And even if you don't even start from just Anaheim, who starts at plus 400, somebody like Nazem Kadri is plus 280. And then it goes all the way down to 600 to the Anaheim guys. So I definitely like this prop right here. These props are definitely juicy. I will definitely be all over those. I'm definitely going to be sprinkling all over that. And then as we get to the next game, so like I said, with the defensemen, the props are there, but the shot on goal props is what I love the most, especially Weegar. You know how I love when I can get a defenseman that beginning of the ladder is plus money. And now, as we continue, and for the two night games, first 10 o'clock, Columbus Blue Jackets. A nice penalty, a nice power play opportunity here. Now, did anything change? Because I was looking for a Dorofeyev point, but he wasn't up here. There was no market for him. Not Dorofeyev, Olofsson. Olofsson is still not here, so more than likely he's not going to be up there. Plus, he's been nice plus money on that second line because he's second line with Hertl and Dorofeyev. I don't think this is a bet that I put in earlier. Is it? They go to power plays from Minnesota. There's Montreal stuff, and I think everything is at the shot. Okay, so no, I didn't. So earlier this morning, it was plus 136. Once again, my favorite combo, Hertl and Dorofeyev. They're going to see the depth of Columbus, and maybe even the third line. So also being a good power play. Also being a good power play matchup. 413 minutes, 74.8% on the penalty kill. As of right now, I think everything is confirmed, and yes, it's Merzlikins. Elvis Merzlikins will get the draw against Vegas. This is their first time playing against each other. It's also a decent power play matchup going the opposite way. It's just that Vegas doesn't give up that many penalties. Vegas still is not over 280 minutes yet. Forget over 300. They're not over 280 minutes, and the penalty kill is slightly better, 78.2%. Up from about 76 or 77. But the power play opportunities are there. But right now, the only thing I mainly like is Hertl, Dorofeyev. If I'm not mistaken, 131 is now down from 136 from where it was this morning. So I'm probably going to have to jump on that soon. And then, as we have continued, we'll look at the power play. Like I said, it is an interesting. It's not a great penalty kill. So if you want to take the risk on. The gamble was pretty much healthy because quarterback Werenski is damn near part of every power play point at plus 270. And then you got Kirill Marchenko, Voronkov, and Fantilli. That top line is all 350 all the way up to 600. The only thing, and most likely they're not going to add him, is the line two. Line two for Columbus, we do have the possibility that Cole Sillinger comes back. So there's a possibility that we get him back with Kent Johnson. But other than that, Still still a nice combo. Like I said, it's not a shutdown line. It is a good defensive line when you have Eichel and Stone, but for regular point props, they're pretty. For regular point props, we're still in the power play section. Excuse me. If we go to the point props after Werenski, I mean they got Zach Werenski starting at -158. So Kirill Marchenko -142. Adam Fantilli and Voronkov, that's the market that I actually put together. They're actually plus. Oh, that went up. In my notes, they were plus 208. Now it's plus 216. That's worth it for power play correlation. Like I said, they're the underdog. So if that's a combo you want, I mean, Marchenko is definitely a good part of it. But if you just want the big plus money, Voronkov and Fantilli are nice plus money. And then obviously if you add that top line, I think it's plus 313. And then to end the night, I haven't done anything yet, and I might have to wait till later because of the sickness of Michael Granlund, and it's a night game. Unless they consider him a rule out during morning skate. Let me see here, and I think they had their morning skate. Just about. This was confirmed about an hour ago from when I'm recording this. Waiting for it to load. Sutherland, okay, that does not help. So Sutherland, Granlund was not at morning skate, but I don't think he's ruled out yet. Sutherland, Grundstrom was likely a placeholder because obviously you need somebody to skate in the middle to, simulate actual hockey situations. When they say likely a placeholder, he was just there for the practice, so maybe he didn't feel good enough to go to practice, but he might feel better enough tonight to play. So Granlund is still not there. But obviously we know Grundstrom will probably take his place, and it's Zetterlund and Smith. Celebrini, Eklund, and Toffoli, they're going to keep together. I actually went in thinking that they'll put Wenberg up there. But, and Wenberg definitely would be fine between Zetterlund and Will Smith. He's definitely a pass first, pass second kind of playmaking center. But we're just going to have to wait on the news to see if he's good at morning skate. This doesn't drop till 10:40, so if you're up that late, especially on the East Coast like myself, you're going to need to at least be around your phone and computer by like 10:15 when they're out there for the warm-up skate, because this puck is not going to drop till 10:40 after, national anthem and introductions and stuff like that. So beat writers will be out there to see who's skating. But if anything, if you want to keep it safe, for point combos, you can still stick with now they're getting a bit pricey, but you can still stick with Zetterlund and Smith. Not on the power play together, but matter of fact, Zetterlund and Smith, yeah, they're on the second power play together with Wenberg, which would have been nice. That's why I thought Wenberg was going to come up. Wenberg is actually on the second power play unit with, so line 1 is on PP2, line 2 is on PP1, but Celebrini, Eklund, Toffoli. Yeah, none of these guys are no longer plus money. All of them are like, Toffoli's about even money. And then as you can see right there what we have here. Why is this game interesting before I wrap this one up? Hey, this is the third time that they've played. And guess what? The Sharks have had great success against this team. The Sharks are 2-0 against this team in this four-game season series. And guess what? Why are the props for San Jose still looking good? 2 reasons. The Sharks have beat them 8-5. This is pretty much days after Thanksgiving, American Thanksgiving for the hockey fans and everything. Sharks beat them 8-5. Why 8-5? Because I keep telling y'all, and everybody knows, that's the Philip Grubauer game. So guess what? They go on the road, and a goalie that I like, Joey Decord, and they still beat them 4-2. So Yaroslav Askarov is going to be at net, and that should definitely suppress some Kraken scoring because they've had issues scoring lately. So in their last few games, the Kraken, besides losing 6-4, in their last few games, they in the 3 games before that, 2-1 and shut out at home. They were at home when Washington shut them out. So right now, even though yes, we know San Jose is not a good defense, and the Kraken could use a team like San Jose to get, to get things going, because they still lost against Anaheim 6-4. a couple of nights ago, who's also one of the top teams that give up shots. I definitely like, without a doubt, I definitely like San Jose, and I definitely like some shot on goal props. Because in both games, once again, like I said, both teams give up a lot of shots. Once again, our boy Montour had a great game. Our boy Montour had a great game with both shots on goal. I think, if I'm not mistaken, in one game had, like I said, and those two games were literally in 2 days of each other. It was like a home and home kind of thing. Montour, one game had 4 shots, and then in the other, Montour had, let's get this to the shots on goals props right here. Montour had 7 in the miss. I mean, and then, like I said, the opportunity is there for a lot of these shots on goal props or whatever, like people like McCann, Schwartz. And also, it's slightly different. Things might change, but the shot distribution might change because these games happened right after Thanksgiving. This was before they got Capo. So let's take a look at the shot on goal props. Like I said, these are interesting, but like I said, point props are still, good to take. I would combine anything. I mean, don't mean to be so, not directing who to pick or whatever, but before we get anything or whatever, like I said, once I see what's happening with Granlund, shots on goal props are pretty good. We're definitely not getting Montour. I'll be surprised if anybody is plus money. Toffoli's plus money at 2.5, right over even money. Toffoli over 2.5 in the previous games against them, and he's gonna play with that great second line. In the previous 2 games against them, and Toffoli, yes, has been shooting. Toffoli has a 3 and 2 in a miss, so it's in the ballpark of making it. That's a plus money odds. You got William Eklund. No, it will be Celebrini. They got him set real high. In one game, 3 shots, 1 miss. And in the second game, when they went to Seattle, Celebrini, 1 shot, 3 misses. I mean, him and Toffoli are the main shot goers right there. So, and then you got people like Jake Wallman. I mean, there's opportunities everywhere. But when it comes to the point props, like I said, we have to wait to see what's happening with Granlund. On the Seattle side, what do I like the most here? I would honestly have to say Beniers, Schwartz, and Kako, the top line. I mean, they are home, so they're gonna get the best matchup. They'll get the depth. I mean, San Jose is not a really good defensive team in general, so after you pass whatever line or whatever, and you start attacking line 2, line 3, line 4, Matty Beniers, Kako, and Schwartz all look good. All of them together, plus 247. If you take out Schwartz, because Schwartz is a pretty high prop, and just go Beniers and Kako, they're plus 167. Other combos, Chandler Stevenson and Bjorkstrand, plus that's power play correlation. It's still a good power play against San Jose. Yes, because Beniers and Schwartz are on the power play together, and then you have Dunn. So Chandler Stevenson and Bjorkstrand, if you do that together, that's plus 134. A lot of options. And that's pretty much it. I don't see Shane Wright or Tovinen. But when it comes to the power play props, let's just take a look at that before this episode ends. All the power play props are viable. Vince Dunn, the cheapest, at plus 260. And then it goes all the way to Jake Wallman at plus 500. Funny thing, though, is in the 2 games with these 2 teams, interesting stat, like I said, this is a long time ago. Teams are different. The teams are a bit different now. And then, like I said, Kako and then also Granlund might not be around. The power play, not major. Yes, there were 2 in that first game, and they both went to Seattle. This was when, like, Shane Wright was on the power play with Chandler Stevenson and Riker Evans. This is around the time when Vince Dunn had that injury. So, like I said, power plays can be had. Just not, the main number one thing I think should be focused on, but not as much as, I don't think it should be as focused as much as, the Calgary-Anaheim game. But Other than that, I love these props today. It's an exciting day. A lot of bets out there. Like I said, in the beginning, we got, like I said, power play opportunities with Winnipeg at Boston. And then, like I said, Minnesota, Montreal. And then we got our shot funnel. It's defenseman day in Anaheim and Chicago. We got Lancome. We got Lancome right here. There goes the power play props for Velarde, Connor, Erickson, Line, Lane Hudson, Cole Caulfield, Jared Spurgeon. Let me just make sure I got everybody. Morrissey, Velarde. Yeah, Kyle Connor. I keep forgetting that I say Kyle Connor. It makes me think I didn't do the bet. But I like the power play opportunities in the Montreal game as well. There goes the assist and some game props right there with Montreal 1 staying hot. And then, like I said, 9 o'clock in the middle of the slate, we got defenseman shot funnels all over the place with great power play opportunities. I got to start taking those notes myself. Once again, look for the news to see what happens to Granlund, who is not feeling well. Like I said, Grundstrom was a placeholder, not replacing him yet. So he's definitely a game-time decision. Once again, thank you for tuning in. This is Grade A Fantasy, signing off. Good luck tonight.